Julia Chapman joins us live now from Moscow with the latest on this story. Julia, what do we know about what was in these written responses to Russia's demands?
As far as we know, although these haven't been made public, none of the responses were quite what the Kremlin was looking for. They say that their demands were not addressed. Their primary concerns were rejected. But what has been put forward by the U.S. and NATO is some areas, as Secretary Blinken said, where there could be common ground. Areas like trust-building measures, improving the transparency of military drills, perhaps working on arms control, those kinds of ideas that have been put forward by NATO and the U.S. What Russia was looking for was concrete promises that NATO wouldn't expand eastwards and wouldn't put offensive weapons in Eastern Europe. Those were described as non-starters by many officials in the West, and indeed the Kremlin hasn't gotten satisfactory responses to those. They do say that there is room for conversation, serious conversation on a number of secondary issues, but what the Kremlin wants is primary concerns to be addressed.
So, Julia, what are the next steps in the negotiation process?
The Kremlin says that they will take some time to consider the responses to their proposals, and going forward, there will still be more dialogue, which is a positive sign. It's suggested that Secretary Blinken will hold further talks with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. We don't know if those will be in person or over the phone, but that is expected to be what comes next. There has also been discussion of a possible presidential summit between President Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden at some time in the near future. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but that is a possible next step as well. Certainly, there does seem to be more room for high-level engagement on these security proposals. Russia hasn't dismissed the West's responses completely out of hand. But nevertheless, there is still a high level of military preparedness on the Russian side, with over 100,000 troops built up on the Ukrainian border and no sign of a de-escalation yet.
All right, Julia Chapman in Moscow, thank you.